Hi guys. Okay, so I'm going to start this video by saying there is an age-old saying that goes something like this. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Now, I don't know where everyone on YouTube has lost this ability of late, but it is affecting the YouTube community so badly that some of the people that I respect the most are leaving. Moonlit Opal, Wicked Gem, Charlie Says Go has stopped posting so frequently, and now the Shoe Whisperer has now left too. And I cannot express how pissed off I am that everybody that I respect is leaving because of the blatant disregard for respect by not only the public who watch our videos, but some of the people in the pagan YouTube community as well. I really don't understand what's going on, and I know that's not everybody that's doing it, but it just seems at the moment everybody has a big problem with opinions and being offended. Anytime somebody gives an opinion, they offend someone. Anytime that we stick our toe outside the box, we offend someone. Anytime that we post anything that's not about Book of Shadows, Especs, or sitting here going, "Hey guys, I'm so happy today," we're offending someone. And pretty much all I have to say on that is, if you don't like it, fuck off. I've absolutely had enough. I really have. I'm so sick of everybody being offended, you know. And what pisses me off the most is that everybody that is offended won't engage you in a valid discussion. No. It's just, I'm offended, you've offended my practice, and that's it. And they don't bother to ask you why you think the way you do. They don't bother to try and refute anything you've said or debate it with a valid point. They just say, "I'm insulted." That's it. You know, that's all we seem to be getting. And then they run off to their own channels and make videos going, "I'm sick of everybody. This person's an elitist. You're morbid. And that's what's going on YouTube at the moment. And everyone's just bickering and fucking fighting. And I'm saying, people, enough is enough. When is it going to stop? You know? And then people post, the people that post these videos, then a week later, 2 days later, post another video saying, trying to explain themselves why they'd said what they'd said, or why it was okay for them to say it. You know, they can call bullshit where they see it, and then they're trying to back themselves out of what they've said by trying to explain themselves. And, you know, oh, everyone's giving me shit, but I'm entitled to my opinion. Well, that's funny, because you people are usually the first ones to say that if we put ourselves in the public eye, be ready for the onslaught. But when people onslaught you, you don't like it. So, you know, and the level of hypocrisy at the moment is just getting beyond control. For example, I watched a video yesterday, and it was by somebody who I actually respect a lot. I really like this woman, but I wasn't offended by what she'd said, slightly insulted by some of her bold claims, because I think that they were really they were based on absolute, they held no validity, really. I can understand where she's coming from, and that a lot of people that do practice darker elements of Wicca, or that conform to a gothic subculture, are often depressed, or they could be cutters. I understand that. But to make the assumption that people that go to graveyards or that practice a darker path are all morbid, that we're not normal, and that we're basically just sick people, you know, that was too much for me, you know. And to put it across, the way this video came across wasn't even with any dignity or respect. It was just, well, I'm going to say my piece and that's it, and and like, we all have to put up with it. And I just thought, no, that's pretty fucked up, really. I don't agree with it at all. I understand what she was saying, but there is a level of respect when you're trying to put something across to somebody, that you can do it respectfully. You can say, you know, I don't agree with this path or what these people do because of A, B, C, or D. And then you can explain why you practice the way you practice and how it reflects back on how other people practice, and give people something to think about, instead of just telling people that they're wrong, they're not normal, they're sick, they're elitist, and explaining why you think everybody else is wrong in the world and you're not wrong, instead of giving people something to think about. And that's where this is becoming a big problem at the moment on YouTube, because everybody wants to say their piece and nobody wants to cop any flack for it. And, you know, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just, I'm not leaving YouTube, put it that way. You know, I'm not that easily run out of town, unfortunately for some of you who don't like me, but I don't care. You know, and even yesterday, I posted this video on my Facebook page, sorry. I'm not used to this mirrored, I'm on my webcam and I'm not used to it being mirrored, and I have to look at myself and it's weird. But I can't find my camera. So, and I'm only filming this the one time. So I fucked this up and I sound like this again, like in one of my other webcam videos. Sorry, but I'm not doing it again. No, even yesterday I posted this video on my Facebook page yesterday, not to cause controversy, just because I did say on my Facebook page, this is what shits me about YouTube. You know, you go out of your way to show yourself or explain, you know, I don't practice love and light all the time. I practice this and I practice that. And then you've got people that are going to beat you down and tell you that you're mentally unstable and that you're sick and that you're morbid. You know, there is a line, and people are crossing over that line at the moment on YouTube, and it's just becoming, you know, so disrespectful. It is disgusting to me. It's just really, it's really off-putting. And it didn't cause any controversy on my Facebook page, but a lot of people jumped on the discussion. They're still discussing it. Some people agree with what this woman said. Some people disagree. That's fine. We all have our own opinion on it. Most people said that they disagreed with the way that she'd actually put it across. Not that it was a bad video as such, but the delivery was just very poor, which I completely agree with. But then, you know, 3 or 4 comments down, I have somebody who was part of the original argument that I had on my Facebook page 3 weeks ago saying, I hate to play devil's advocate, but you did this 3 weeks ago and blah, blah, blah. You know, you're being a hypocrite. And this is the sort of nitpicking and bullshit that I don't want, okay? If you don't like me, fuck off. If you don't like anything I say, fuck off. I'm so sick of people nitpicking all the time. You know, why bring up the past? Why try and cause any more angst in the community? And then these people run back to their channels and are like, and have a cry about it. Well, if you don't want to be in the firing line, don't jump into the fire itself. You know, it makes no sense to me that you will do that. You know, and then they say, I'm not trying to cause shit. Well, why would you even post that to start with and try and bring up the past, you know, just to say your piece, but you're allowed to say your piece and no one's allowed to say anything back to you. And that's how it's becoming at the moment, that people expect to be able to come, say their piece, you know, pretty much poke you in the eye and then run off and have you not retaliate. And it's not going to happen. Sorry, people. If you want to follow us, if you want to subscribe to our channels, if you want to like our Facebook pages and comment on our Facebook pages, we're posting our own personal thoughts on our Facebook pages. And if you want to try and disagree with us, well, expect to be disagreed with back. You know, that's fine, because you're essentially following us and then trying to cause trouble for us in a sense, and then we're the assholes for saying something back, and it's like this, I don't know. I'm just really fucking sick of it. I am really, really sick of it. And I'm even more disgusted and angry that some of the people that I respect the most are leaving because of this sort of behaviour. And, you know, I can't say that I haven't been an ass myself sometimes. I have. I know I have. You know, on the original argument on my Facebook page, I was quite insulting to someone. But to be honest, I'm not going back on my words or anything that I said, because there is nothing more frustrating than somebody who comes to your page and says that they don't agree with something that you're doing, but when you question them, they don't want to be questioned. They just want to say, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't agree with it. Okay, so why don't you agree with it? They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about anything other than just saying that they don't like what you're doing, you know, and it should be left at that, because that's their opinion and they're entitled to it. Well, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't want to hear it. Go to someone else's page and tell them you don't agree with them. Or, better yet, write it on your own page. I don't see why it's an issue. Why do you have to come to my page just to tell me you don't agree with me? You know, or that you think that I'm wrong, or, you know, it seems really silly. You know, I don't purposely go out of my way to go to anyone else's page to do it. Everything that I have to say, I put on my own page, specifically for that reason, because it's my page. You know, I'm not entitled, I don't think, to be able to run around on the internet and tell everybody else what I do or don't think of their practice. That's not up to me. But yeah, I was insulting. Because I tried to debate with this person some of the more historical elements of witchcraft and how witches weren't even considered to be witches 300-400 years ago. They were just the cunning folk of the town. It was a form of midwifery, you know, and they used and utilized what they had around them, whether it be stones, bones, roots, dirt, you know, clay figures. That is what they had. That is what they utilized. And do you think that these people would listen to anything I was saying? It was like everything I wrote in my discussion on my page went straight over their heads, and I was just being rude. And in the end, I got so frustrated, I ended up saying, how old are you? You know, what is it that you practice? And initially, oh, I think it's really rude that you're asking me that. It's none of your business. And I said, well, you know, your answer tells me a lot, actually, about your age. And then I was a bitch for saying that, and it just kept going. And I thought, oh, are you fucking kidding me or what? Are you serious? You know, you try and give people something to think about. You try and give them a topic to refute what you're saying or to come back at you and, you know, sort of create and, you know, and debates become heated, yes. But when people just keep going over what you've said and ignoring and saying, but you're stealing from graves, even if you've explained exactly what it is you do, why you do it, and they just, it's like, it really is like you're going, hello, are you listening to me? Is there anything in that head of yours? That's what you feel like you're saying to people, and you just sort of scratch your head and think about life, and you just think, oh, this shit's rough. You people just don't get it. You know, and then these people tell you that they understand your practice. Well, clearly you don't. Clearly you have very little understanding of the practice as a whole, you know, because all you can do is tell me that I'm being rude to you when you came to my page, told me that you think that I'm morally wrong, and when I bit back at you and sort of questioned and kept questioning and pushing why, you know, you won't argue with me, you won't debate with me, you won't even enter into conversation with me, you just keep saying that I'm being rude to you, questioning you. Piss off then. Go away, unlike my page. You know, and that's how, you know, and then it started a big thing, and then I had somebody post a video on it about pagan elitism, and then this person posted another post saying that, you know, I wasn't talking about anyone in particular, but you think? I think you might have been. You know, and this is what shits me, when people, they say something and then they come back and say, I wasn't talking about anyone in particular, when they know damn well that they were. You know, people aren't stupid. You know, people just don't like it because people will post a video and they realize that, oh, hang on a minute, that person's watched it. That person's pretty popular. People watch their videos, and now people don't like me because they support that person, and they go, oh. You know, truth of the matter is, at the moment, everybody is on the real train. We all want to be real. Yeah, let's be real. And some people are just naturally real, and some people just try too hard. That's it. And when you try too hard and you're trying to be real, you look like an idiot. And, you know, I've always said what I think on my YouTube channel. As soon as I started to come out of my shell, and I don't really give a fuck what people think. Like Mandy said yesterday, and it was awesome. You know, if you're insulted, you go and cry on your own channel. Don't tell me you're insulted. I don't care. And exactly, you know, I don't go out of my way to insult anyone. You know, people have had to dig at me on my Facebook page and say, oh, well, you go out of your way to be controversial. Actually, I don't. Sadly, this is just me. I am not and never will be one of those people who sit behind my computer screen and be one of those, you know, internet vigilantes that is all in front of the camera and then as meek as a mouse in person. You ask anybody who knows me, I'm even worse in person. You know, if I have something to say, I will say it. And if you don't like it, I don't care. You know, and has it ever got me into trouble? Actually, not really. You know, I've had people that are twice my size in every respect come at me and say, I'm going to fucking kill you. And we'll fucking go then. Let's go. And most people will then stand back and say, you're crazy. Yeah, maybe I am a little, but I don't take shit from people. You know, if you don't like what I have to say, that's cool. But be respectful just to respect my opinion like I'll respect yours. But when people are very, very extreme in their opinions and just being really negative about it, well, you know, if you're going to throw yourself into the fire, expect the flack for it. I mean, if you're going to tell people that they're mentally unstable because they go to a cemetery or that they're not normal or morbid, I mean, yeah, okay, expect people to come back at you and say, what the? Are you okay yourself? You know, I was just surprised by this video yesterday. And I don't believe that any of us who show ourselves should be ridiculed by others in the community for being fake or trying to be the biggest, baddest witch. I think a lot of what a lot of it also comes down to is just jealousy. Plain old jealousy. You know, there are people on YouTube, there's probably 25 people I can think of that, you know, in life, in society, you see it in, you know, primary school, you see it in high school, in just your normal social environments. There are people within every group dynamic who have the ability to draw in the crowd. Everybody goes to that person, and then you have the people who are like, it's, you know, like the Batman or Robin, and then, you know, they've got their sidekick, and then you've got the little evil one over the back who's like, oh, you know, and the people, some people are just jealous, and that's what I believe a lot of it comes down to. People that are jealous because we're out here, we're putting ourselves out there, and people just want to take you down for it because you're not scared to say what you think. And the only advice that I can give to everyone is to don't stop being who you are, and don't take this shit from people. You know, if people don't like you, who cares? You know, I've got 2 haters, I think, that I can think of at the moment. You know, I've never really had hate mail, put it that way. On my I want to sit back in my chair, but I can't. On my channel, I've never really had a lot of hate mail. I've had a few Christians write to me and say, you're going to burn in hell. You know, if you don't repent, you're going to die. Yeah, okay, I get that. Thank you. And I've been called a demon, a whore, and a pig all in one sentence. And I said, what would Jesus think of that language? And he's like, don't you try and reverse psychology me, bitch. And you wrote to me first. What's your problem? You know, I've had Christians, it's mainly Christians, and then I've had a couple of trolls who I called out in person, and then they really hated me, them and their little friends, so they've, you know, gone around to a few of my videos on our pagan opinions and said, oh, I hate you, and we're going to call you out, and, you know, you're trying to be like Witch on the Rocks, and you're trying to do this, and you're trying to do that, and it's just, I feel sorry for people that do this, and I feel sorry for the people that are just being troublemakers in the community at the moment, because it's so counterproductive. It doesn't get anybody anywhere, you know, and essentially it just makes those people look really, really stupid. It does. You know, if you can't, you know, I made a video which was called Stupid Pagan Statements. Now, that caused a lot of trouble because initially everybody just ran straight to Witch on the Rocks, who was a friend of mine, not so much at the time, and said, oh, she's talking about you, it's all about you, and caused a big argument on YouTube, and it had nothing necessarily to do with Witch on the Rocks. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I still stand by what I said in the original video. Newcomers just can't go out there, you know, creating their own traditions. You can't put someone behind the wheel of a car and then tell them, drive, when they don't even know how to steer the car. They have to know the foundations and the fundamentals of what they're doing. You know, that's, to me, that's just, you know, it's essential. If you don't know the fundamentals, what the fuck are you doing? You know, so, and I still stand by what I said on my Facebook page 3 weeks ago. You know, don't come at me, don't come on my Facebook page and then tell me you think that I'm morally wrong for anything, because I don't come on your Facebook page and say, oh, you know, you take pictures of yourself and upload them on your Facebook page. Aren't you a fucking narcissist? It's the same thing. If you want respect, give it, you know, and don't play victim. And this is what I'm getting, this is, I guess, my whole point. People in the public who run around saying, and even other people on YouTube that run around saying, you know, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have a Facebook page, and if you have a blog, if you're going to put yourself out there, be ready for the flack. You will be ready for the flack. But also have enough respect, some of you, to not come on either my Facebook page or Witch on the Rocks or anyone else. If you don't agree with our path or practice, that's great. You don't have to, but we don't need to hear about it. You know, I certainly don't come to your blogs or to your websites or to your Facebook pages or your Twitter accounts and say, oh, shit, I don't agree with what you're doing. I think you're morally wrong, or I think your practice is this or that. Anything I say on my own channel. And even then, I still won't say on my channel that I think anyone's practice is wrong, because I don't think that anyone's practice really is wrong. We all practice our own way, but when people come to me and tell me that they think I'm wrong for doing something, of course I'm going to say something back. It's my God-given right to, especially when I'm expressing myself in my own channels and people are still coming to me. You know, if you want to express what you think about me on your page, that's cool. You can do that. I'm not going to run over to your page and go, oh, why don't you like me? I don't care. That's your page. You deal with your own shit. So I guess what I'm trying to say to everyone is we don't all have to get along. We don't all have to agree. We are all individual and we're all great people. But if I don't agree with you, I'm not going to come to your page or your channel and tell you that. And I expect the same in return. If you don't agree with something I'm saying, you don't need to come to me and tell me that, because that's essentially what's starting all of this at the moment, you know. And for those people who are going out of their way to post controversial topics, you know, with such an angry demeanor, and people that are doing it like, this is what I think, and I think that this is this, and this is this, you know, like the one that I wrote yesterday, and then there was a rebuttal video again saying, you know, that she needs to why should she have to defend herself? Well, you shouldn't have to defend yourself, but if you're going to post something that's just so, you know, it's almost I felt like a negative energy around me after watching this video. It was just like I felt like I was sitting in my chair like this, like, whoa, that was really like from a deep place of anger. What was all that about? You know, if you're going to post videos like that, expect people to say, what is your problem? You know, if you can't be respectful enough to at least say, I don't agree with, you know, elements of dark witchcraft. I certainly don't agree with going to graveyards, and this is why. Because in my practice, I do. That's all you got to do. You don't have to go around telling everyone, you know, that they're mentally wrong and morbid. I just, you know, oh. I know I'm just rambling, but fuck. Yeah, when's it going to end? Seriously, you know. Everybody wants to have a voice at the moment. Everyone's trying to get their voice out there, and it seems like they don't really care whose toes they stand on to get to the top. And I hate to tell everyone, there is no top. We don't get to the top here. You know, there's no level of fame to be had being a witch, you know, unless you want to end up looking like Fiona Horn, and I don't really think that that's much to aspire to be honest. It's not a competition. Spirituality is not a competition. It's not who can be more popular than who on YouTube. It's not who can have the most channel views or video views or subscribers or whatever. It's just about exploration, and doing and exploring with respect. So in conclusion, treat others the way you'd like to be treated yourself, okay? And for those of you who are out there still going shaking your heads at me for this video, fuck off. Honestly, just fuck off. Unsubscribe. I'm asking you to unsubscribe from my channel, from my Facebook page, and just get the hell out of my life. I don't need your shit, okay? And neither does anybody else, okay? You know, I don't need to be told in my comments section, oh, you've said all this, but you're the biggest hypocrite because you've done this and you've done that. I'm not in primary school and I'm not in high school, and I don't want to listen to your shit, okay? So don't even bother, because I'm going to approve comments, and I will approve of just about any comment. But if it's people just nitpicking and saying stupid shit, I don't want to hear it. I really don't. I'm over it. I'm done, okay? So I can be an ass sometimes, and I've been a bit of an ass probably in this video too, but I've absolutely fucking had it. I have had it. It's just enough is enough. And, you know, I've had one fucking argument on my page, and all of a sudden I've been labelled all sorts of things, you know, on my own Facebook page, because I put myself in the public eye, so therefore I should just be able to take what people give. Well, no. And if those people can't even refute what I'm saying with a fucking valid viewpoint, piss off, because you're obviously not intelligent enough to be in the conversation to start with. So on that, and I'm not going back on anything I said, because that's not me, you know, just be respectful. You've got something to say, don't go and tell everyone else about how much you hate the person or you don't disagree. Blah, 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 blah. You want to say something, say it respectfully, say it at your own page, and let's start looking to support each other a little bit more the way we used to, you know, respectfully. And if we don't like something somebody says, or we don't agree with our peers, say, well, why do you think that? You know, this is why I think what I think, but why do you think what you think? You know, let's get back to that place of respectfully discussing within our path instead of picking on each other for the things that we don't like, you know, and because there is, like I said, there is no pot of gold at the end of this tunnel. Okay, let's all just be realistic. Okay, for 5 minutes, none of us on here on YouTube are going to be big badass famous witches. It ain't gonna happen. Okay, so let's get back to the nice place that we were at, and it's not the happy-go-lucky, oh look at me place. It's just the, let's be a little bit more supportive. You know, I've got my group of people on here that I love to death, and I will steadfastly defend their honour because they are my friends. And I hope that they would do the same for me. And I'm really sad to see this whole video has come from Mandy the Shoe Whisperer. And if you've sat through this, Mandy, because it's fucking 26 minutes, shit, you know, thank you. But I have to get all this off my chest too, because it's become too much. And you know, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. None of you are perfect. None of us are perfect. But let's just stop nitpicking and griping at each other over shit. Absolute shit. You know, you're morally wrong, I'm morally wrong, you're morbid, I'm not morbid. It doesn't matter. You know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's it. Bye.